Greetings, my fellow eagles and the entire world. This is Eagle Emmanuel Mensah with inspirations and guidance from Eagle Helen Mensah in the unseen world, coming into your homes and your minds with a message of empowerment and enlightenment. Today is the 12th of July in the year 2024, and the Bible says this is the day the Lord has made. And for that matter, we should rejoice and be glad in it. And so I take this opportunity to invite the whole world to join me to give thanks to God for the day that He has granted unto us and life in general. Life is beautiful, life is wonderful, life is glorious, life is God Himself, flowing through all things, including mankind. Today, I am going to speak to you on the topic, the truth about the universe you must not be ignorant about. I repeat, the truth about the universe you must not be ignorant about. The life or the world we live in, there are a lot of things that affect us, but we have no knowledge about. And our knowledge or our awareness of it does not really matter. Because there are universal principles, there are universal truths, universal principles that doesn't change, and therefore they react to us whether we know about them or not. And if we are to circle back to the beginning of every one of us, when we were children, when you were born into this world, as a baby in the hands of your mom and dad, what we call gravity, you had no idea about it. You had no knowledge about gravity. But the fact is, gravity acted upon you when you were a baby, when you were a child, when you were growing up, until you grew up to a certain level that in school they taught you about gravity. So your knowledge about gravity or your ignorance about gravity doesn't really matter. The fact is that it is a fixed law, and therefore it operates regardless. And even if we are to even go back to in the olden days, before even mankind became awakened or discovered the laws of gravity, and we actually started studying it, men and women lived, they had no idea, but gravity was acting upon them. So it is with all the laws in the universe, and then what we call the natural laws. You do not necessarily have to know, but you only discover it because they were here before you came. And so it is with everything in our life experiences and everything. And today we are going to look at the language that the universe understands. So for us, when it comes to our communication with the universe, we are all in one situation, and we are communicating to one body, we are communicating to one energy. And in the universe, the language that is used, or the language that the universe understands, or if you want to say God, whichever one that is comfortable for you, the language that God or the universe understands is one, is just one, and that is yes. The universe does not perform analysis. And the universe does not actually take anything other than affirming what you give to it. God does not perform analysis about what you are saying to Him. But what you give to God, He takes it literally and produces back to you. And I'm going to explain to you how this works. And as a matter of fact, we say God is absolute. The universe is a place of absolute. And therefore, anything that you do, there is no opposition to that. Or anything in the universe, anything in God, there is no opposition to that. That's why we say God is omnipotent. And so our relationship with God is that we will make a request and He will affirm. But so long as God is concerned or the universe is concerned, your denial of something is taken as a request, and therefore it is done unto you. Your affirmation of the same thing is taken as a request, therefore it is done unto you. And so when it comes to the language that the universe actually uses or understands, it is only one, and that is yes or affirmation. But we are at the center, or we are in control, and therefore we make the choice, and the universe affirm it for us. God will never deny you. God will never deny you whatever request that you are making. And so the law or the rule in the universe is that there is nothing as denial of a situation. And so when you are hungry and you say, I don't want this, I don't want that, that is what you will get. The things that you don't want is that you will get. If you are sick and you keep on denying and blaming people and other things, the situation grows to grow because the universe or God takes it, your mourning, your complaining as your request, and then it plays it back to you. And so everything is more or less a reflection. The universe is a reflection of what we are asking, what we are. And therefore, would be a little bit delusional for you to dress in a red or a blue shirt, just like me in a red shirt, and to expect to see my shirt that I'm wearing today as blue. The video, the camera is only reflecting back to what I am wearing. And so it is with every one of us. And so when you are denying something, the universe reflects what you are denying back to you. When you affirm it, the universe reflects what you are affirming back to you. And therefore, the responsibility is on us for us to make the right choices. The responsibility is on us for us to make the right choices and also for us to understand. You do not necessarily have to agree with me about what I'm saying. And as I said, a lot of people live and never had a concept of gravity. So your knowledge or your ignorance about what I'm saying doesn't really matter. But that is the truth. And if we are to take our lives and analyze it, every one of us and the people that we see around, the whole world, the things that we deny, the things that we hate, the things that we do not like are the things that we see more. The more we hate things, the more it increases. The more we condemn things, the more they increase. Why? Because the universe only takes our reaction. The universe only takes our reaction literally and then play it back to us. The law of attraction brings more and more of those things so that the situation keeps on magnifying. And so we have in our individual lives that most people will tell you or will say, what I don't want is that it keeps coming into my life all the time. And as usual, those of us in Africa will say it is the work of our enemies. But that is not the truth. It is just the repetition of what you are putting into the universe. And so the universe is a reflection. It's a mirror. What you place before the mirror is what you get back. You get, or it will reflect back to you. And so, if you don't want whatever you are going through, if you don't want whatever you are going through, do not hate it. But you must find a way to deal with it intelligently, in such that you present your request before God. You represent your request before the universe. And then it reflects back your request the way you want it. And so, the way to live and to have the best out of life in the universe is to pay attention to what you are seeing and also to live on the positive side of things. The universe does not just, perform analysis. And since the universe does not perform analysis based on what we are putting in, you must perform your analysis. Ask yourself, whatever I'm going through, do I want it or do I like it or not? If you don't want it or if you don't like it, then it is your responsibility to change what you are putting into the system, what you are putting into the universe. And so we have in our lives that most people, when they are in the situation, and you suggest them to look on the other side or the positive side of it, they become angry. They become offended. They say you are insensitive. But the fact is that someone's sensitivity or insensitivity doesn't matter, but the emotions, the feelings you are putting into the system that matters. The universe will not see that you are a victim and therefore you have the right to be sorry, or you have the right to be angry, you have the right to be sad. The universe doesn't, those interpretations are not done in the scheme of things. But the universe only responds to what you are putting in. And therefore, it is your responsibility to know that if I continue to do this, if I continue to indulge in this negativity, I will keep on increasing the negativity in my life. And so all the things that you are fighting, all the things that you think it is the work of the enemies, it is the work of some forces that are bringing into your life, are not the work of any of them, but it is the work of your own mind and your own thinking and the works and the work of the forces in the universe. And so the world or the universe is a place of inclusion. A denial is taken as a request. Affirmation is taken as a request. And then what you are putting in is what you get back. It's as simple as that. What you think is what you will get. What you believe is what you become. There is no any other way. What you daily think of, what you daily fear or worry about appears in your life. There is no any other way. And that is why in the Bible, Job actually observed it and stated that what I fear greatly has come upon me. And so, do not see yourself as a victim in times of situations, but see yourself as a powerful creator. And the one you are creating with is like a reservoir. It has no lid. And therefore, whatever you are throwing into the reservoir, it will take it. But it will process your request and give it back to you exactly as you put it in. And it is your choice. It is your responsibility to, make the right choices. You are sifting through things. So sift through things. You see how we separate chaff from the real things. Separate the chaff in life from the real thing. Whatever you call offensive, whatever you call painful, whatever you call any of the negative things that we believe some people are causing, and therefore they owe us this and that, does not matter. So long as you keep on seeing that from that perspective, that is your offering you are making into the universe, and the universe will pay you back in exact way. We are all making offering. And so the language that you must be ignorant about the universe is that the universe is a place of inclusion, and therefore every action, everything gets an answer, yes, or affirmation. Ask, and it is given. Your asking could be positive or negative, depending on what you are thinking, depending on your thought processes. And therefore, we must no longer live as ignorant people who do not understand the laws of the universe. The law of gravity has been in place since the beginning, and it is still continuing. Almost all human beings that have lived before us, all of them are gone, and we are also following, but the law of gravity still exists. The earth is still spinning on its axis since day one, but men and women, all the creations that are in the earth has come and passed away, gone, and more are coming. And so these laws are static, and we have to adapt to it. It is very unfortunate for you to think that you go into a river, a very raging river, flowing, and begin to swim against it. It will be very delusional and a matter of ignorance for you to go to Niagara Falls on the border of Canada and U.S. and thinking that you can fight or you can swim against the force of the fall. It has never happened. By the laws of the river, by the laws of the falls, you cannot withstand. You only have to cooperate with it. You only have to cooperate with it. And so it is in the universe. Some things are static, some things are unchanged, and therefore you cannot change them, but you have to change to seal them so that you get the right result. And so there is no need fighting against or fighting your life situation, fighting challenges. And as a matter of fact, if we take our lives as a group of people, humanity, in this world, there has been a lot of wars that humanity has waged against diseases, all kind of situations. But the fact is that none of them has been successful. Though we claim to have some success in some areas, but the fact is that as soon as that one goes, another one pops up. So it's like almost a year or a periodic situation. Today, this one has come up. Tomorrow, this one has come up. Why? Because what we are putting into the universe is negative, is what we are getting back. And so it is in your life. You cannot fight any situation in your life, but you can only live intelligently, cooperate with it, and begin to look at life from a different perspective. If you don't like it, find something to distract yourself. The key to your life, the key to your success or a successful and peaceful life is for you to be happy unconditionally. And that the way to be happy unconditionally is to look at things from the highest perspective. Every negative situation is part and parcel of our life, or our existence, and therefore they are in our life to help us to mold and shape new desires so that we move forward. And therefore, you don't have to fight it, but you have to meet it with intelligence. And then, after you've developed your desire, you leave the situation behind. The solution comes, and you forget the problem. We move to another level, and so you must train yourself to understand and speak the language of the universe. And that is, you only affirming things. Those that you don't want, don't deny, but look for something in place of it. Our life will be likened to a bowl of beans that have been put into, that has been soaked into a water. Some of the beans normally float up because they have no weight. And therefore, they are those you will see. But those that have settled at the bottom of the bowl, they don't have any power. They don't disturb you. So long as you don't put your hand in and then bring them up, they are there. And so it is with all that we are seeing. When you are going to any difficult situation, those situations came about as a result of your offering, your vibrational offering through your thinking. Now, if you look for something different and then concentrate on it, those ones will settle down in your system that you will not even remember them. But they will only be active only when you entertain thoughts that resonate with them. You see? And so you do not have to fight things. You do not have to, speak against things. You do not have to, condemn things. But you only have to look for other things that will take your mind off those things that you think are worrying you or disturbing you. And as you create your inner peace, all other things will work together. And so that is how the world works. This is how the world is run. Everything in this universe comes to us by means of what we are putting into the universe. We are making offering, and the universe reflects back to us what the nature of our offering. And so, yes, as it is in the language of the universe, is for everything, a denial or affirmation, refusal or acceptance, hate or love. Simple as that. What you hate comes to you. What you love comes to you. That is a fact. And therefore, busy your mind and don't only dwell on the love part of it, because the hatred one will only increase what you hate. And so let us be wise, let us be intelligent. You do not have to agree with me. You do not have to know what I'm saying. But as I started, none of us had the concept of gravity when we were growing up as children. But gravity acted upon us until we grew up to go through the school system to learn in science about gravity. And so it is with what we are saying. Today is a new thought. This is a new way of approaching life. And so it may be new to you, but the fact that it is new to you doesn't mean that that is not the truth. That is the truth. It's a hidden truth that all of us don't know. And so it's a new thought, and you must embrace the new thought. Organize your life, always from the positive side of life. Organize your life in such a way that you live in positivity. You transform negative situations into positive ones, and such that your life will continue to flourish. And as you do that, you are like a wise person that doesn't go against the laws of gravity to injure or harm him or kill him or herself. And so this is a time that you have to be awakened to this truth. Reassess your mental processes, reassess your thought processes, and train yourself to see things from the positive side. Train yourself to acknowledge things and appreciate things. And as you acknowledge and appreciate the beautiful and wonderful ones, those that you don't like would die off naturally. That is how life is. And therefore, the language that the universe uses as far as our request is concerned is yes or affirmation. And therefore, be mindful of what you are putting in. And the universe will also reward you accordingly. That is my message for you. Now, may the overshadowing presence of God that keeps the stars in the open, such that they do not fall on us, that keeps the planets in their orbits, such that they do not clash with one another, lead and guide you, open your mind, so that you become awakened to the truth of life, that you begin to mold and shape your life. You begin to embrace this new thought, a new way of doing things. It is not new. It is old, but for you, now listening to me or hearing this, it is new. And therefore, embrace it and use it in your life. You have more than enough evidence in your life or from the people that surround you to show, to tell you that all that we have been doing, how we have been conducting our life is the wrong way. It's not the right way. And therefore, you don't need anyone to convince you, but you only need to analyze your own life, analyze the life of people around you, and you will convince yourself. That is my message for you. God bless you.